Wyoming Senator John Barrasso. So Senator Barrasso, Dr. Barrasso, great to see you,
Thanks,
sir.
Brooke. Great to be with you, Brooke. Thank you.
So to Dana's point, and Dana's going to weigh in here as well in a second, but here's my first question to you. If the ruling had gone the other way, it wouldn't have entirely, obviously, dismantled Obamacare, but it still would have left some 6.5 million people who couldn't afford it. It would have left a mess, potentially, for your party to clean up. And I'm just wondering, is this a be careful what you wish for moment for Republicans?
Well, we were committed to helping the people that have been harmed by the president's decision. We were dedicated to making sure that that there'd be temporary assistance for those 6.4 who would have lost their subsidies. But the bottom line is the Supreme Court came to one verdict. The American people have come to a different verdict with regard to the health care law itself. Support for the law is still at an all-time low. We still need to fix health care in America. Obamacare can't be fixed, but health care must be fixed.
Dan, I want you to jump in.
Hey, Senator, good to see you. Sorry I'm not up there on Capitol Hill. But I just have a question about that. I've been actually talking to some conservative activists, people who represent a lot of the groups that spent big bucks to give you the Republican majority that you have right now in the Senate, saying, excuse me, you all ran on promising to vote to repeal Obamacare. You haven't done it yet. Why don't you do it in the Senate?
Well, we're committed to repealing the health care law. You don't have a willing partner in the White House. We need to improve health care in America. You still have 30 million people who are uninsured. You still have a situation where the president's promises have been broken. People are paying more for their coverage, and that's going through the roof. There's no end in sight for that. So the problems with this health care law, which today has an all-time low of support, I think the problems are going to continue, and the president needs to get involved in the discussions. I think that the Supreme Court decision today, I was disappointed by it because I wanted to have an opportunity to actually make a difference in people's lives as a doctor who want people to get the care they need from a doctor that they choose at lower costs. We've worked together for the last number of months, Republicans from all around the country, to find ways to make sure we could protect the people, but not protect the law.
But what about, Senator, I have to get your thoughts on, this Bush appointee, the Chief Justice John Roberts. It was a couple of years ago, siding with the administration when it came to Obamacare on the constitutionality of the law, and now on the interpretation of this part of the law. Just as a Republican, what do you make of the Chief Justice?
Well, I was in the courtroom as he read the argument, and then later heard the rebuttal from Justice Scalia. I agreed with Justice Scalia. The Chief Justice looked actually uncomfortable as Justice Scalia talked about reverse somersaults to come to this ruling. But the bottom line is, in terms of health care for the American people, we still have many people without insurance. People that have it, they're paying more than ever in spite of the president saying costs would go down. Many people have lost their coverage. Health care needs to be fixed in America. Obamacare is not the solution.
So can I just follow up on that, Senator?
Sure.
Because let's just pretend that we had a time machine and we could go back in time and you're a Republican senator with a Republican president giving you the John Roberts nomination. Would you have voted yes or no, knowing what you know now?
Well, I would have supported John Roberts for the Supreme Court. I wasn't in the Senate at that time. Yes, I would have supported him.
Even though he's twice sided with the president on the law that you and your colleagues say is ruining the healthcare system in this country?
Well, I think it's a terrible law written behind closed doors. As Nancy Pelosi said, first you have to pass it before you get to find out what's in it. I think that just about every Democrat who voted for it didn't read it in the first place. And the president continues to ignore the fact that many people around the country are hurt as a result of his law. He just says, it's working well. Where only 1 in 11 people across the country actually believe it's working well. So there's a disconnect between the way the president thinks the way the law is working and what people across the country are seeing. And I hear it every weekend in Wyoming from folks who have lost their insurance that they liked, that worked for them. They had to buy more expensive insurance with higher copays, higher deductibles for a lot of things being covered they don't need, they don't want, they can't afford. This law, to me, has still been a very expensive failure.
Well, you've taken the art of the dodge to a new level. Well done, Senator.
Senator John Barrasso, thank you so much. And Dana Bash, you're the best. Thanks for jumping in. I really appreciate it.
Thanks
to both of you.